Welcome to Tactics and Touchlines. We are having a discussion about the EFL Cup, which is known as the Carabao Cup. The semi-finals are two-legged games that gives a chance for teams to play at home against their opponents. So Manchester City today went to, that is the St. James Park, to that is Newcastle, and they won by 2-0. The return leg will be at the Etihad Sports Stadium, meaning that Manchester City are one leg into, that is the final. The next game, that is the biggest game, the London Derby, Chelsea versus Arsenal. The first leg game will be played at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea will be missing some players, but the second leg game will also be played at the Emirates. So we'll go into details. We have Prince, who is an Arsenal fan. We have Raf, and also Sam, who will give us their view on what they think about this game. We'll start from Chelsea having a new coach, that is Liam Rosenior. He had his first game against Charlton Athletic, won by 4-1. People are saying that this is the biggest fixture for him, playing against Arsenal and Arteta's side. We'll go into also that. Remember, this show is brought to you by MyBet.Africa. On this game, you can bet with MyBet.Africa. Their odds are huge. For Chelsea, it's almost 3 odds on there. And also with Arsenal, it's 2 odds for Arsenal to win. So you can pick any of these teams you believe in and put your money behind it. So first, let me start with Sam. Looking at this fixture, in the EFL, they've had 3 previous meetings. Arsenal winning 2-1 at the Emirates. That was in 2018. Chelsea in the other league was a 0-0. And their last time they met was in 2013, where Chelsea defeated Arsenal by 2-0, also at the Emirates. So in 3 games, in their last 3 games, it has been 1 Chelsea win, 1 Arsenal win, and 1 draw in the EFL. What are you expecting from both teams, and who do you think in the first league at Stamford Bridge will pick that particular role?
Okay, whenever it comes to derbies, it's hard to predict who will win and who will lose, because I think players approach derbies with a different mentality, whether it's friendlies, whether it's the EFL or the Premier League. But we are looking at 2 teams that are, at this point in time, they are not on the same level with how they are playing. Arsenal is playing really well. I think both offensively and defensively, they are doing really well. Chelsea is coming back from a kind of scuffle with their manager and the new one in. So I think there's a whole lot going on. Will that affect the game? I don't really think so. I think when you get to the pitch, it's more of us playing than who is sitting in the darks. It's going to be a very good game, hard to predict. But let's see at the end of the 90 minutes who add to their stats, because now that is just one each for each in the EFL. I think one team, it will not be a draw this time. I see one team coming up with a win. Me being biased right now, I wish if Chelsea goes on to win, there's a high chance of them taking the EFL. And I'm saying this because whenever Chelsea meets Manchester City, it's a whole game. That's if City just forget how to play when they meet Chelsea. Arsenal is already on the round to win the Premier League. It will be a whole noise if they take this EFL also. So me being biased right now, I'm being totally biased right now. I really want to see a Chelsea win at Stamford Bridge. Yeah.
Okay. Ralph, let's look at this game from a tactical aspect. There's an Arsenal team that has played together for almost getting to 6-7 years now. There's a new Chelsea team with a new manager in charge. He had just, let's say, 2 weeks of training as of now with the team, playing against Charlton Athletic, winning by 4-1, and a big test in Arsenal. Looking at this thing, do you think longevity of both coaches at their team as of now will play a big factor in this game? And who are you tipping to win the first leg of the EFL?
Ben, 100%. If Liam Rosenior, if I was part of his backroom staff, what I'll do now is if I was part of his backroom staff, his video analyst, I'll just pull the tape of Liverpool, Arsenal versus Liverpool at the Emirates. Watch that tape, how Liverpool played, and just work on it. Simple as that. Don't worry yourself. Don't do plenty things. Just put that
Liverpool
tape.
are giving them the template.
100%. Go attack them.
So they shouldn't play with a striker.
Davi, attack them. Buga buga. If it is hard, give it to them. Because you see this Declan Rice and those guys, they'll play you hard. First 15 minutes, hard kick. Go toe to toe. That was the plan that Liverpool adopted, which worked for Liverpool. But then the game generally, I feel it came too early for Rosenior. Arteta has matured in the game when it comes to tactics and how to open up his teams. And then the Chelsea team itself, they are shaping up. There's a new manager in. Things have gone back to reset. He's now coming to shape things up again. Ben, Rosenior is now coming to look for his first set. I don't know. He's now coming to look for his best players who are going to suit him. Maybe he will like Tosin, who's not a starter for Chelsea. He might prefer that, okay, I like this guy. So there are going to be a lot of changes in the team currently. Too early for him. He might be a good manager, but the game came too early for him. I see Arteta winning that game. Yeah.
Prince, looking at this game from an Arsenal fan perspective, you have the EFL now at your hand. If you are to win that, it will be one of the trophies you would add. The Premier League, you are leading the table. The Champions League, you are in there also leading the table. Looking at these trophies, with the FA Cup also available, that is a quadruple available for Arsenal as of now. And do you think Arteta going into this game would be a big game like he played in the Champions League final, a big game like he played in that final Premier League game that winning the trophy? How should Arteta set up to be able to beat this Chelsea team, especially coming into a game that a coach that played his first game against Charlton Athletic? You don't know how he's going to set up. You don't know the structure, the plan is going to bring it to this game. Like he going into this game, if it was against Maresca, it would have been a different plan from the same game as Stamford Bridge in the Premier League. But now with Liam, it will be a different plan. How should Arteta go into this game, and who are you tipping to win this game in the first league?
So we actually got the news yesterday. That has to do with Saliba likely to miss tomorrow's game against Chelsea, and that means Norgard would have to pair with either Gabriel or probably Nkapie in the if Arteta would want to rotate the squad, and that it's a little challenging there for us because if Mosquera was fit, he would have been featuring in this game since Saliba will be missing tomorrow's game. But all in all, I think this is not a game Arteta should just think he's going to just ride over Chelsea's new coach because he's new in the EPL and might not have that experience in there. I feel like the players who really want to come out and play from the draw they had at the same stadium a few weeks ago. I think that's a boost that they were gonna give them because they drew that game with a man down. So if they are even going to play with an equal set of players, I think that will even give them enough boost to want to come all out and play against Arsenal. So Arteta should, first of all, see this game as not just any game you are playing against Leeds or maybe let's say the Wolves in there, but this is a tough game that we have to win this game. At least if we win the first leg away from home, that's an advantage coming into Emirates. So how he's going to set up this game, I think definitely the likes of Eze will play in that midfield. I don't know about Waneri. The last game he played, he did well before he came off for Odegaard in there. All in all, I see Arsenal picking either a point or probably the 3 points in there. And let's just see. I really see Chelsea giving us a tough game, like what Liverpool did a few days ago. I see Chelsea giving us a very tough game, especially since we are playing at their home. It's going to be a very tough game. So let's just see what happens.
Okay. So we are looking at Sam tipping Chelsea to win the game. As he said in quotes, he's being biased. Raf is saying Arsenal. ahead of Chelsea in this game. You are also Prince is telling us that Arsenal are ahead of this game. From my side, I think this game will be a quick game for Liam Rosenior, especially coming into this Chelsea team at this time with a lot of difficulties, rotations, and a whole lot of things. But from a Chelsea fan's perspective, our game against Charlton Athletic was one game. He had a lot of rotations, meaning he was thinking about this Arsenal game, looking forward to go and at least do something at Stamford Bridge. That is, he playing his first game at Stamford Bridge for the fans to witness. So it's going to be a game that is going to come with a lot of emotions because he needs to prove something. If you want the Chelsea fans to rally behind you as a coach, this is the game you need to win. If he's to win against Arsenal, most Chelsea fans will feel like he's the man. They are willing to be with him. And with the English media, the English press, the English fans, there's a little bit of bias in there because he's an English boy. And if things are going to work on well, they are willing to go with him. So I think in this game, he has something to play. This is like a final for him or a justifier inclusion to make the Chelsea fans know that he's in and is going to perform so well. But I think from the Arsenal side, yes, Arteta has a lot of trophies to play. And would he prioritize this one or not? Will just depend on the starting 11 he'll bring up, that is on the match day. But I think he shouldn't just throw out any other trophy because even if he gets to win the Premier League and wins the EFL, that is a double for him. And even gets to win the Champions League would be a treble. So there is every chance he needs to grab it. And I think we are going to see the likes of Bukayo Saka and also Declan Rice taking this game in charge and making sure that they are going to dominate the game. But I think from a Chelsea's perspective, I'm looking at Chelsea picking a win in this game because of the players are willing to play when it comes to derby games. The likes of Reece James, Enzo Fernandez, they understand how derbies come up with. So they are going to play their heart out and they are going to make sure that at least they need to pick a win at the Stamford Bridge and then they'll prepare for the Emirates. So I'm tipping Chelsea to pick a win at Stamford Bridge in this first leg of the EFL.
A question, like based on what you said right now, this game is more like a judgment for Liam, which I think shouldn't be. I think it will put more pressure on him. sorry. As of now, and he needs to ease in with the whole attention. My question was going to be: would this match be decider for you to decide if he's the right man for the job or not? But I think you basically answered the question by saying he needs to win this match, which I think personally is kind of pressure as of now. And
Okay, but from me, this game wouldn't decide if he's to be the manager or not. As I said, this game, most Chelsea fans know how strong Arsenal is as at now. And they know that it wouldn't be an easy game to walk over like the Charlton Athletic. So they will go into this game hoping that if he's to win, then now we have a big belief in him that now the most dominant team in the Premier League, the most dominant team in the Champions League, you are beating them in games like this. Then we can have hope behind you. But if Chelsea are to win or lose, I wouldn't judge the coach by this particular game because he coming to Chelsea, as a Chelsea fan, I've done analysis on his game, look at how he performed, what he will do for this Chelsea team. And I think that I'm convinced based on what I've seen. But now everything happens when the job is being given to you. Some people can be good, but the moment the job is being given to them, they would fumble, they would try to make a lot of changes that may affect them. So the game wouldn't justify if he's a good coach or not. But I think if he gets to win, it's a plus for him because now he gets to build that fan base behind him that you've been able to come to beat us now. Then we have hope that you'll be maybe another Maresca or maybe better than Maresca for the Chelsea fans.
Okay. Ralph.
Is he a professor? Or is he a doctor?
Liam Rosenior, no, he's not a professor. He's just wearing glasses.
Last season, Liverpool had this mentality of winning every trophy. Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, and even the EFL. Now, going into the last end of the season, we saw them lose almost each and every trophy. Yeah. Do you think it will be a similar thing with this Arsenal team?
Arsenal, that's why I said last time that Arsenal should focus on one of them. You know, they currently are 100% in charge of the Premier League. It is clear they can win the Premier League. It is very, very clear. They can see the trophy there, you know. But with the Champions League, if they decide to win 2 trophies or 3 trophies or go, that is when the attention is going to be divided. If they want to play only for the league, they should target the league. They should go in all in out for the UCL. But maybe, you know, are they targeting the UCL? There might be some injuries which might affect the entire team as a whole. Because in that Arsenal, they have key players in there. Bukayo Saka, the Declan Rice. If some of these key boys pick up injuries, the league is gradually shaping up now. City is targeting Arsenal. They are waiting for Arsenal to just make one mistake. They are good to go. So, Sam, for me, I'll just my opinion is that Arsenal should focus on the Premier League first. Whatever comes in is a bonus. They should focus on the Premier League. Whatever comes in is a bonus. If the EFL comes in, they should take it. But the league is the ultimate. They should go in for the league. Or else, they will be like Liverpool. They're going to lose all the other trophies.
Prince,
what do you think? Let me pick up that question. So I think the last 2 seasons or last 3, we found ourselves in such a situation where we had our eggs in a lot of baskets. We're focused on going for the Champions League, going for the EPL, because I think at that time we're some few points ahead of Man City, and we're still doing well in the Champions League. So we're looking at killing 2 birds with 1 stone, or however you want to say it. And we eventually lost all. So I side with what Ralph is saying, that last season, I understand what Ralph is saying, that last season they went all out for getting all the trophies, but it eventually just picked one. That was the EPL. Personally, for me, I think the EFL is just 2 games away from, or 3 games away from lifting a trophy, which is just more or less like a curtain raiser. So you pick up that one and put it aside. I know that, okay, at least when you pick up that trophy, it gives you a boost, knowing that how the feeling is like, because this is a feeling we've not had in a long while. So as soon as these guys get to pick a silverware, maybe in few weeks from now, which is the EFL, if they're able to do it, it gives them that kind of encouragement, that boost that, okay, let's put in enough effort, enough strength into the other competitions, which is the EPL, the Champions League, and the FA Cup. Possibly you might not win all, because the strength might not be there to want to give all out in all this competition, because it takes a lot from you. It drains you, because all these games are played more or less like together. You play a game today, 2 days after you play another game, 2 days, 3 days after you play. So it has a way of causing fatigue and all this thing. So you might want to let go of one, maybe the FA Cup, and not to now focus on the Champions League and the EPL. So you have enough strength, enough time to rest and all that. But if they have the quality and the depth to want to go all out and get all the trophy, I'm a fan. I'll embrace it, and at the end of the day, I have the bragging rights and all that. But if it's not going to help us, I think we should consider taking 3 or 2 and maybe letting go of the rest.
Okay.
So we are now entering into that particular game that is going to happen. So Arsenal versus Chelsea in the EFL semi-finals. This will be the first league game. So after the game, there will be a second league that will also be played at the Emirates. Let us know in the comment section. Do you think Chelsea are going to get a chance to beat Arsenal, or Arsenal are going to walk over Chelsea? Let us know what you think. And after the game, we'll do a brief review on it and what we saw in the game, what we should expect in the second leg, and which 2 teams are we seeing getting into that final in February for the EFL Cup. Thank you, Raf. Thank you, Prince. Thank you, Sam, for joining us. But don't forget, subscribe, like, and also let us know in the comment section what you think. Thank you all for watching the show.
All right. Thank you.